Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kegel Show. My name is Don Agent, and I will be your host. And I'm on cloud nine right now. To be honest with you, I don't think I need to introduce you, but to my left is Pete Weber. Just a wonderful man, obviously an incredible athlete. Thank you, Pete, for coming out.
Oh, no problem.
Appreciate
Don,
you taking it.
You being on cloud nine, how long we known each other?
I know,
Come
but
on.
still, I mean, I literally, I probably haven't told you that before or that much, but I mean, I'm privately idolize you at times. You've achieved some remarkable things, obviously, in the sport of bowling, and more importantly, in my opinion, I think you've helped bowling grow on a global scale. I mean, whether it's through your travels autonomously or representation of the PBA Tour, I mean, how does that feel to really go around the world and help so many people out?
Oh, it's a great feeling to help everybody in bowling, you know. I've been to Japan, Korea, Asia, all of Europe, you know, so Australia. Yeah. But I was only 5 when I went there, so that's kind of wasn't teaching then, but it's really cool to see the similarities of Europe and Asia and the United States all together, because their bowling games are not that different than ours. I mean, you know, maybe in Asia because they like to spin the ball.
That's still right.
But you know, but it's been satisfactory for me my whole life or my 37 years as a PBA member to go around the country or the world and help people bowl and teach them a little bit. You know, I'm not like Del Warren or anything like that, but I can help with like the basics of the game, your approach. That's basically what I like to teach, because everything's done on the approach. There's nothing done after you let the ball go.
Good point.
It's 100% luck when you let the ball go. So that's what I like to do. I mean, it's nice to see a ball reaction, but if you don't do it correctly through your approach, then you have no chance to let the ball go.
Exactly. Even as a head mechanic, I just tell people, you know, lane maintenance can be perfect, the fence setters will run perfect, but if you can't slide or you just stick or, you know, what have you, everything afterwards is gone at that point. You've obviously traveled all over the world. You know, I mean, you're a huge benefit to Storm as well, and the Chrismans, and you know, more importantly for me is all the time you've always taken for the youth development. I mean, even now you're down here with one of our Kegel camps. It seems, you know, you're one of that elite group that really takes a lot of time to spend with the kids and seems to thoroughly enjoy that. I mean,
well, yeah, you know, especially the kids, the younger kids that are coming up that really want to learn about bowling. That's really cool for me. You know, if you're just there to screw around, then, you know, there's no point in teaching. But if you really want to learn, you know, I do a couple of things in St. Louis at home. We have junior archway tournaments where it's just junior kids. They have 3 divisions, 150 to like 165, 166 to like 190, and then 190 and above. And, you know, we got some pretty good kids out there. But you know, they don't bowl on the house shots. They bowl on tournament patterns. You know, whether it be the Kegel patterns or the USBC patterns or whatever. But they bowl on all different patterns. And sometimes before, like they bowled on the PBA shark pattern, I went in and showed them where to play. You know, I actually got on the lanes and threw the ball and said, if you throw it here, this is what's going to happen. And you know, the ball went 60 feet down the lane.
Who better to show them?
Off the right. And, you know, but some kids watched and some kids learned about that. And other kids just didn't have any recollection what I was talking about. They played second arrow, got 3 off the right, like every shot. And I was like, oh my God, what's...
And not everybody can get it, obviously. I mean,
but, you know, at least some of the kids learned, and some of the kids were excited that, you know, hey, well, at least we got an idea where to play the lanes now. So that makes me feel good when I go out and tell them, you know, don't play here because it's not going to work. You got to play in this area here. But it's really fun to do that, to help the junior kids and teach them a little bit about bowling, and it's just really satisfying.
You've always seemed like you legitimately enjoyed it, and like I said, on the outside looking in, I know you're a very modest person, but I always watch these kids' faces when they're around people like yourself and Norm Duke, and you're very approachable, I guess, in our sport. Let me ask you this, okay? Because I almost thought I was going to have to Wikipedia this. How many titles have you won?
Well, between the seniors and the regular tour and the regionals, I have 100 titles. I'm still 3 behind Walter Ray, though. Can't stand it.
Unbelievable. I want to switch gears up. I mean, obviously you were around some, phenomenal bowlers. Historically, your father was one of the best competitors around. Who was one of your heroes, or a couple of those back in the era when you were growing up?
Well, Dad was always my hero.
No doubt on that.
But Mark Roth was my idol.
That was the one.
That was. I'm not sure if it was 1975 or 1977 at Kansas City at the King Louis Open, where he shot 299 on TV. When Dad got home, because Dad did the commentary that weekend.
Oh, wow.
So when Dad got home from that, it was like, I want to throw the ball like Mark Roth. Wow. And he took me to the bowling center, and I tried to get that ball up as high as I could and just turn it as much as I could, and that's how I developed my style, because I wanted to bowl like Mark Roth.
That's fantastic. I never knew that. Now, obviously pretty rigorous on your body. But have you, we all have pains. Did you have any times where you had massive wrist problems or shoulder with the high backswing at all? Or
I've never really.
You were fortunate.
I've never really had shoulder problems.
Okay.
I did have wrist problems back in the mid '80s, early '90s. So it's not pain free.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But back problems, no. Well, yeah, I guess it is a back problem, because I pinch a nerve in the bottom of my back.
Ouch.
And then it decides which side it wants to go to, which the right hip or the left hip. So, it's just, there's no really cure for it unless they cut the nerve out, and they don't want to do that, and I don't want to be operated on either.
Yeah.
So, but, they give me they call it arthritis, but, I take arthritis medicine, and it seems to help a lot. But just certain ways I move sometimes to throw it right out. And it kind of sucks a little bit.
How many games you think? How many are you bowling a week? I know you've traveling wise. You told me earlier you kind of backed down a little bit from a lot of the traveling, but you're still throwing the ball quite a bit.
Well, yeah. Since the World Series, every weekend I bowled something every weekend, and I haven't had any pain. The one day I bowled 17 games in one day, and I thought that was going to be a bad thing, and I bowled the whole day with no pain whatsoever, and I've been bowling every weekend. I bowl my league on Monday nights, and I have no pains, and it just decides when it wants to come up by itself. I don't know.
And you bowl with the kids during these camps as well. You go out there and throw shots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was out yesterday showing them the Nano, the High Road Nano, I kind of threw a Sonic, which I'd probably not coming out till February.
we'll keep that on the QT on that one.
And then he drilled me that Hypercell fused that I haven't thrown yet. I'm going to throw it today and see what that does. But the only reason we're drilling these is to let the people know, let the people watch me bowl, and see if they like the way the ball rolls for me, and so maybe they want to buy it.
Absolutely.
So when the ball comes out, they'll be ready to buy it.
Fantastic. I know Storm's always on the cutting edge of that technology. A lot of that through help from yourself and
the whole staff.
The whole staff. Just unbelievable company. How many days do you think you're on the road on a tough year anymore?
It's really not all that much. No, my schedule this coming up year is I got 3 tournaments in February. We got the TSC, the Players Championship, and then something in Indianapolis, like a 60th year anniversary or something like that. I'm not real sure what it is, but I know we're bowling in Indianapolis. And then after that, I got pretty much off until April when we bowl there's a team at the PBA League. Mm-hmm. We bowl that.
And then Expo around the corner after that one. Will you be up there for that in
Expo's
July
in
or June?
But right as soon as the team event's over, I got to come back down to Florida here for the start of the senior events, which Port Richey, and we go like 5 weeks, and then we get about a month off, we start back in June. We got 3 tournaments in June, get about a month off. July, I think we have, let's see, 5 more, and then we have 2 in September now. John picked up 2 more in September, so we're going back to Minnesota, where we love to bowl anyway, and then after that, it's probably 2 months off before I do anything.
Wow, you're smart.
I used to go overseas to bowl the EBTs and some of the Asian stuff. But man, coming home, it's
travel.
It's like 7 days to get back on time, and it's just, I would love to go back, but I'm getting older now, and traveling is a little harder for me.
I think it's harder for all of us, man. And to be honest with you, you said it perfect, because I feel the same way. I miss the people. I don't miss getting there. If I could just be there and
snap your fingers and be there,
I miss so many people.
That would be the best.
Anybody you would like to thank or give a shout out to specifically before we ask you to maybe sign something for a good cause?
Just Storm. They've kept me around 21 years. So, I obviously am doing something.
I think it was beneficial for them as well, Pete.
But, for them, to me, they're the best bowling ball company in the world. They make the best bowling balls. If I didn't believe that, then I probably wouldn't be with them. But I believe that they are the best bowling ball company in the world, and I wouldn't represent anybody else.
Fantastic.
Vice grips for the finger grips and that they give me. That makes it a lot easier when you can change thumb holes into another ball and still have the same feeling in the thumb hole. Because, you don't have the switch grip or anything. You can go ball to ball as much as you want and still never get the same feeling in it. So, thank you, Vice, for that. It just makes it easier to bowl.
2 great companies, without a doubt. I've got a request. I've got a friend of mine, it's actually also a colleague. He's from Denver. Every year he tries to get a pen signed with some multiple names. And I'm not sure, I think it was for the high school, but the youth program raffles this off essentially, and then that money goes to help them compete or maybe get next to those stops. So we were wondering if you put your John Hancock on there.
I don't think I can do that today.
Thank you so much, Pete. Bill will be very, very appreciative. And I've got
Dana Paycheck, Rhino, Jason Couch, Verity,
yes, one of the college bowlers.
Raleigh or
Frawley.
Oh, okay.
I can't read anymore.
No, I can't read either. I don't got my glasses on,
I
so
got
I
them
can't
sitting
see.
here. I just ain't put them on. Then I got something for me that you might get a kick out of, because I actually look at this every day, because I do a lot of amateur woodworking in the garage. So I have this right above my chop saw and milling station. Aaron's gonna hand that over to me. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh boy.
This is my wife tried to clean most of the sawdust off of there, but
wow. Do you got a silver one?
I don't yet do well.
Or
I
a
don't
white one?
know. Let me see. What is that?
Yeah,
Well, we can get that signed later. Actually, if you I forgot
black's
ink
not
on
going to
that.
show up on black too good, so but we'll get a pen and sign it
Rock
in a
and
little
roll.
while. We'll get a silver marker. Is that a white one over there?
Yeah, it's a white one. Pete, I cannot thank you for coming out.
Don,
enough,
thank you
man.
very
It's great
much
to
for
see you,
having me.
brother, and I look forward to
That's
seeing you on the road this year. Good luck in your endeavors, and go out and kick some behind out there, man.
What's wrong with saying ass?
Kick some ass out there. There's nothing wrong. That's a wrap for today, ladies and gentlemen. Keep those wrenches turning. Have a wonderful day.